Please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NBA. Hope you guys all had a nice weekend. It still is. It was just cold as hell. This is crazy stuff. I saw some report that it's colder in New York than it was in Antarctica this weekend. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Also cold, the Patriots offense. Good Lord. That was tough. That was a tough hang. Do me a favor, if it's your first time here, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We get a busy week this week. Busy day today. Dog bowl hunting again on the underdog streets, right? So you're here at the NBA Bit. Bagel with Locks has already dropped over on Substack. And then we've got our sweet live before lock back today at 5 o'clock. We're approaching the All-Star break, right? We got games through Thursday. Then it is All-Star break season. So we'll have a few days off, basically like a week off. We can watch Damian Lillard and his one Achilles shoot three-point shots in the three-point contest. Sure, why not? But yeah, this will no before lock, I don't think, on Friday, which is kind of fun. We get a little cheeky vacay for you. So that's what we got coming up for you this week. We get a busy one. We're going to go over, the weekend's activities. We're going to talk some tanking, and then, maybe we'll fire off a couple of dog bowls. I see we also got Galactic in here. We're on to baseball, says Patty Coyne. Yeah, he's already in Dodger mode. Not until the pitchers and catchers. They report, I think, like next week or in 2 weeks. And then I think baseball officially starts like first week of April. And we get DJ Local in the chat. Let's go. Happy National Rehydration Day. Post Super Bowl, it makes sense. All right, let's just mess around. Let's get into the season of tank season. And I got to tell you, this might be a zag. I don't know if it's a fully formed take. But was just watching everybody lose their mind about the Utah Jazz and the Orlando Magic game on Saturday. So I can't believe this is the game we're starting with, but let's start with the game here. Let's start with the game from Saturday night because this was the first look at the new Jazz. Right? We had Lauri Markkanen playing some basketball. Keontae George, who missed a couple of games or a game, came back. He got hurt, only played the first half in this one. He's already been ruled out for tonight, right? So Lauri starts. He scores a point per minute here, 27 points in 27 minutes. Also had 7 boards and a dime. Jaren Jackson Jr., his first game, 2 for 5 from 3, 22 points, 4 boards, also had 3 steals in this one. Jusuf Nurkic got 14 boards in 24 minutes. I mentioned Keontae. Ace Bailey got a full lot, 31 minutes, right? And then I mentioned, Isaiah Collier came off the bench, but he ended up playing a ton of minutes, 32 off the bench because of the Keontae news, right? So in the first quarter, Utah down 3. Orlando scores 33-30, right? Second quarter, the Jazz outscore the Magic 35-21. So I can't do math. That's 4-11. They got an 11-point lead at halftime, and then it's a 7-point lead going into the fourth quarter, okay? The Utah Jazz, then what they decide to do is it's bench mob. It's bench mob time, all right? The Jazz end up rested. Lowry doesn't come back into the game in the fourth quarter. Jaren Jackson Jr., Jusuf Nurkic, they don't come back in. It's a lot of Collier. It's a lot of Ace Bailey. It's a lot of Bryce Sensabaugh. And then Collier takes a really tough 3-point shot at the buzzer, misses, Magic win by 3. And then the internet loses their mind. They're, morally speaking, I don't know how I can get behind and watch the National Basketball Association. Are these teams aren't even trying to win? Let's do this here for a second. And I know it's February. I know it's early time to start tanking. I get it. But let's just break this down for a second. The Orlando Magic, which they were the home team, right? They were the home team. The Orlando Magic, their fans win. They see Paolo, they see the Magic get a comeback win. Sure, it feels like they won due to an injury, like that kind of thing, right? But they get the win. So the Magic team is happy. The Magic front office is happy. The home fans, the Magic crowd are happy. The Utah Jazz front office is happy because we know they have to finish in the bottom 8 in order to keep their own pick, as long as the ping pong balls fall in their way. The Utah players are probably happy. The Utah fans are also happy. Okay? Everybody's happy. So the only people that aren't happy, I'm assuming right now, are people who bet on the Jazz, which then I beg the question, why the fuck are you betting on the Jazz? It's Saturday night. I don't know who was not a fan of either of those teams that was grinding out Jazz Magic games. And so there ends up being this long conversation about, like, we got to fix the league. The league is broken. Morally speaking, I don't know how I'm going to do it. Well, morally speaking, the Memphis Grizzlies are owned by a guy who's paying for drones to blow up civilians. Morally speaking, Kevin Durant's check his financial bags. Check Steph Curry's financial bags. Morally speaking, the Los Angeles Clippers are circumventing the cap, allegedly. Morally speaking, the owner of the 76ers is all over the Epstein files. So morally speaking, I think we can get over Lauri Markkanen playing 27 minutes. And is it ideal? No. If I had to make one adjustment to this, it's that if you are the home team, specifically the home team, and you are tanking, you got to lower the ticket prices by like a quarter. That's what I would have to do. So if you can't get financial gain for not playing your guys. But everybody was like, oh my God, how did they not play the fourth quarter? So you tell me you would rather have them just not play the game at all? Because that's the complaint here. Because Toronto did this the whole second half of the season, the last 2 months of the season, right? Scotty Barnes playing like 20 minutes a game, wouldn't play the fourth quarter. We've seen the Wizards rest some guys, and I get it. I know it's not ideal. But here is where you're going to see Prime tanking the rest of the way. All right? You're going to see it if they have a lead going into the fourth quarter. And then the other time you're going to see it is if two shitty teams play. We saw the Brooklyn Nets and the Washington Wizards squaring up. None of the Wizards played. So that does suck if you bought tickets to the Brooklyn Nets versus the Washington Wizards. Sure. But you want to know what? It already sucked because the Nets and the Wizards, there's nobody oh man, Keyshawn George isn't going tonight. So like, listen, should the NBA reconsider like the draft lottery and how it goes? Sure. You know what? They also should reconsider 82 games a year, and they're probably not going to do that either. So like, I just spare me the high horse stuff of like the game is broken. That's what the Jazz are playing the game the way that it's designed, and I don't know if it bummed anybody out unless you bet the Jazz. And again, if you bet the Jazz, call the number. Call the number. Also, I'm pretty sure the Jazz covered anyways. Like, I just don't believe anybody was just league passing that game on a Saturday night. Jazz Magic, 7 p.m. Eastern. And you're like, man. Because again, all the fans of those two teams got W's. The Jazz are happy, the Magic are happy. Only you are mad. And you're mad because that's just fun to do it on the internet. I don't know. I'm not with it. Let's get into some of the other stuff over the weekend. Also, the tanking is just going to get worse. So get ready. We're seeing the Bulls in the Nets tonight. Get ready for that. Let's just like pop around from this weekend, see what other fun games we had. Mentioned the Magic at the W there, 120 to 117. let's scroll through Friday. Actually, let's work our way backwards because we should give the Knicks some love here. The Knicks, man. We should give the Knicks some love. We should give me some love. I'll explain. Anyways, Knicks win this one 111-89. This was one of the grosser shooting performances we've seen from the Boston Celtics in a very long time. Good Lord. They were so bad from three, and it was one of the I can already hear the old people in Massachusetts, the old whiteys, just being like, "This is what's wrong with the game. There's too many 3-pointers. There's too many 3-pointers." Celtics were getting wide open threes. I mean, it's not like they were end of the shot clock grenades, no those Tatum sidestep threes. None of that. These were wide open chucks. Jaylen Brown finished the game with 26 and 4. He should have like 12 assists. Look at the threes here. 7 for 41 from three, while the Knicks went 14 for 35. No OG Anunoby in this one, and the Knicks just went into Boston and gave them the second worst loss for Massachusetts yesterday. Karl-Anthony Towns had a funky little eye. He was crazy. Every time he made a good thing happen, he had these like goggles that he'd like pop, or these glasses he'd like pop up and like look at you, which was like a rare Karl-Anthony Towns celebration W. Josh Hart was playing pretty well. He had 19 and 6, but man, Jalen Brunson, just like a masterpiece from JB. He was finding whatever spot he wanted, whatever shot he wanted, was just kind of cooking. Only to get 31 points and only 3 free throws, really impressive stuff. The officiating in this one was wild for both teams too. It just seemed like they were willfully missing stuff and then calling weird stuff. But this is a good win for the Knicks, who got pummeled on Friday night. Let's actually pop over to Friday night now. They got pummeled on Friday night by the Pistons, who just wrecked them in this one. So to split that series and get back into the 2 seed, the Pistons won 118-80. Detroit basketball play, the drop, and they just beat them start to finish, man. 28-17 in the first quarter, outscored them by 10 in the second, 9 in the third, and 8 in the fourth. Beat them in all 4 quarters. There's nothing to say about the Knicks except for the fact that they were without Towns. And they were without, who was the other guy? Towns and OG in this one. The Pistons kind of followed suit. They were like, you know what, Jalen Duren, have the night off. Beef Stew got the start. We get some B-ball Paul off the bench, but it was Cade who had 11 and 7. I mean, there's just nothing to say about this game except for Detroit. Detroit converted, by the way, Dennis Jenkins 2-way, so he's officially a Piston here. He had 18 and 4. Good dub for Detroit, 38-13. Knicks split the weekend, staying in the Eastern Conference. The Celtics also split the weekend here. This was Vucci's debut in this one. The Vucci-bu, 98-96. Celtics were getting hooked. They were, I believe, what was that, 21 at halftime, and then outscored them by 21 in the third quarter, 36-15. Pritchard was hot from 3, 4 for 6. He had 24 points. I mentioned Vucci, a WW off the bench. Shout out Joe Mazzulla for keeping Vucci off the bench. Love that. I love that. More Vucci off the bench. Celtics win 98-96. Heat dropped that one. Anything else from Friday that we need to discuss here? You saw the Bucks beat the Pacers in a good tank job. You want to pay attention to Spicy P, Mr. Siakam. The Pacers weren't really trying in this one down the stretch, but I guess what we should actually focus on here is the Minnesota Timberwolves, who had a very difficult weekend, okay? Minnesota here, they lose this one 119-115 at home to the New Orleans Pelicans. After the game, Rudy, the Frenchman, Gobert, not known for being polite, the French, right? Isn't that the rumor? Although I found them very, very nice when I went there. Rudy, after the game, was kind of like, basically said, I need Chris Finch to start benching dudes. They're not trying, regardless of like their star status. So clearly this was about Randall's and Anthony Edwards' defensive effort. And listen, I don't think this is a long-term concern for Minnesota. But this is one of those things that I don't know if we talk about this enough. I actually thought Kendrick Perkins, this is a rare Kendrick Perkins dub. He brought this up during the ESPN studio show yesterday. But maybe being in trade rumors for a full fucking month is bad for business, right? You're Julius Randle, and I think deep down you're like, yeah, Giannis Antetokounmpo, probably a better player than me. But you're Julius Randle and Jaden McDaniels, even maybe a Naz Reid, whoever, constantly in trade rumors. And then the trade doesn't go through, and it's kind of like, oh, now you want me, bro? Now I'm back. So I can kind of I can kind of see why maybe there's a little stagnant nature of the offense and the defense. I don't know, but the Pelicans shouldn't be beating people like that, especially at home. The Timberwolves just fell apart, man. The Timberwolves fell apart. They got outscored by 9 in the fourth quarter at home. Zion here, 29-4 on 11 for 13 shooting. Really efficient shit. Trey Murphy got hot from 3. He went 6 for 10, 26-5-3. And then Bay. Sadiq Bey continues to cook, man. 30-9 for the guy. And then Derek Queen actually played 33 minutes, so shout out to him. Good win for them. On the Minnesota side, Julius Randle, an efficient 24-8-7, right? Ant-Man had 35, 5-4. He got really hot in the second half because he got off to a slow start, I believe. Rudy had a 12-16 game. But they lose this game. Then we go to yesterday, man. And yesterday, I don't know how they lost this one. The Clippers, man. The Clippers have waved the white flag. They've traded away their good players. And they were like, we're done. We're done. And they just beat the pants off of them. First of all, 23-19 first quarter score. Real gross shit from them. Real gross shit. And then they outscore them 31-23 in the second. Hold them to 17 points in the third quarter. That is 2 disgusting offensive performances here from the Timberwolves on back-to-back home games where they should have been winning this. They should have been winning this one here, and that's like a tough weekend for Minnesota, who, they get Ayo Dosunmu. He made his debut. Ayo off the bench played 25 minutes. He had 11 with 2 steals. Ant, again, 23-5. You had Randall with 17-8, Rudy with 10-7. But they just had no juice in this one, and while Kawhi was incredible, man, finished the game with 41-8. I think in the first quarter, he had 10, 3, and 3 steals. Finished the game with 4 steals. He was a plus 20 out there. Johnny Collins had 15-4. He was a plus 25. Chris Dunn was a plus 29. Yannick Niedinghauser, he played 17 minutes and he had 15-6 off the bench. So the Clippers, 2 games under 500 here. Minnesota fall to 32-22, just kind of gross. Let's give the Rappies some love. The Raptors won pretty handily. Good Scotty Barnes game. Bummer injury here from Colin Murray Boyles in this one. He left after the first quarter. He's been dealing with the thumb, and then there was a play that happened at that midway through. I don't know. It was after his first rotation. Somebody was going to the line, and you saw him grimacing and moving his thumb around. He did not come back into the game. They didn't need him. This was a great game here. Bi. He only had 13-5 in this one, but RJ looking nice. He had 28-5 in 32 minutes. Manuel Quickley was questionable going into this game. He ends up playing 13-6-4 for him. And then Scotty, dude. Legendary Scotty game, 25 points, 14 rebounds, 6 times, 4 blocks, and 2 steals. He was a 12 for 20 from the field. Just cooked. The Pacers, man, they tried in the first half, but they got boat raced in the third quarter. And I just would like to give a little bit of credit here to our guy. Furphy. The Johnny Furphy injury was bad, man. He's done. I mean, that looked really, really ugly. It was gross. It was gross stuff. But I want to give Rick Carlisle some love here because, the game was out of hand. Siakam leaves the game. They just sort of we're done here. Let's get all of our starters out, except for Jay Huff Pass. Let's give some love to Rick Carlisle and Jay Huff because we played Jay Huff yesterday on the Dog app, and he was only 9% owned. You can see 9% here. Gave me 37 fantasy points. In the last 3 minutes of the game, he got a steal. He got 2 boards. Then had 4 points with a dunk and then 2 free throws. Got us up over the top. First place finish yesterday in the 3-game slate in the Sunday shoot-around for 4K. So listen, Rick Carlisle, Jay Huff, thank you for your service. Scotty Barnes went nuts, RJ and IQ. That was a fun one. So shout them out. Good W. Yeah, sorry, Sanjay. Saw you in the top 10, man, but we needed that W. But anyway, good win for Toronto there. I forget what Toronto's other game was this weekend. They played 2, right? They didn't play on Saturday, though, right? Did they play Friday? Or maybe that was their only game. But anyways, good win for them. I wanted to pull up the Miami game here in a second. Hold on, I'm just scrolling to see if the Raptors had 2 games. Nope, Raptors only game this weekend. All right, let's look at this Miami game. And so Miami beat the piss out of them. Alex Sark came back, but no one's mad about the Wizards, only the Utah Jazz for some reason. But the Wizards did the same thing, right? Keyshawn George left with an injury. I'm sure he won't play for a while, whether he's healthy or not, just so they can rest him. Alex Sark only played 26 minutes. Like, the starters aren't going to play the main minutes, right? But the reason we need to show this, there was just a crazy thing that happened last night. So I'm sure you've seen this at this point. Kel'el Ware finally back in the rotation. I was surprised. Like, Spo decided he'd play Kel'el Ware next to Bam Adebayo again. Bam ends up playing. Kel'el ends up playing 30 minutes, having 19 and 14. Great matchup too against Washington. So maybe that's part of it. But just like real quick, I want to show you what happened here, just in case you missed it. So Bam Adebayo gets a putback dunk, an absolute poster. Let's see who the poster's on.
A lot of things, including the double bigs. Kel'el, look out!
On Kel'el Ware, throws it down and then flexes
He's
on.
smiling at Kel'el right
Flexes
now.
on Kel'el Ware is
Laughing
crazy.
at each other. That is awesome.
I think after the game, he said he was going to hang that poster in Ware's locker, which was pretty funny. But that, you just can't make it up, man. You can't make it up. Okay, did Norm got hurt? I missed the Norm injury. Yeah, Heat blew. Yeah, we did. We talked about that one. That was one of the first games we talked about. But yeah, Miami gets the W against the Wizards. They play, I think, Utah tonight. So curious to see what that Utah roster is going to look like. Let's go to Saturday. Let's see what some of the stuff we missed on Saturday. Because that Saturday, weirdly, was the longest slate. Not going to talk about the Wizards. They rested everybody. Good win for the Houston Rockets, though, right? They've been kind of a mess lately. Beat the Thunder 112-106. Thunder pretty short-handed. They actually get the Lakers tonight in a game where they get J-Dub back. Jalen Williams coming back, which is fun. KD had 20 and 4. And then there was a great clip where he just said... he said, "I know where you live, white boy," which was just hilarious. He said that to somebody in the stands. Just like really good work from Kevin Durant. Reed Shepherd got the start. He had 16 and 6. Goon, 17, 12, and 11. A little trippy dubby. And then Tari Eason got the start. Who was it that missed this game? There was somebody that was out. Oh, Amin Thompson got a DNP. Not a DNP. He was ruled out. But Tari Eason, 26 and 8, baby. He was fun. OKC just, listen. They're so shorthanded. No AJ, no SGA, no J-Dub in this one. Chet had 17 and 14. Ihart 4, 11 and 8. Wiggins gave him 17. Wallace was shooting the ball, 10 for 16 from the field. He had 23. But yeah, as pointed out in the chat, they missed 10 free throws. Although the Rockets missed 7 too. Rockets get the W, 112-106. Thunder just trying to stay above water right now. I mean, they're just with no SGA, right? So they got to stay above water. Cass, dude, I was talking about this with both Nez and Magic Carp, but dude, we've been overweight on Stephon Castle every slate. Every slate we just crush, we just slam Steph Castle, and he usually disappoints. And the one time he's not on the main slate, look at this performance, bro. 32 minutes, he had 40 points, going 15 for 19 from the field. 7 for 10 from the line, 3 for 5 for 3, 12 boards, 12 dimes, 3 steals, and a block. Just cooked. Wemby had 16 and 11 with 3 blocks. You got Vassell with 17, Fox with 15. They've been messing around with the starting lineup quite a bit. That's something to pay attention to. Harper missed that game. Oh, no. Harper was back. Excuse me. He had 23 minutes had 11 points. Cooper Flagg, 14 and 4, only played 26 minutes. This game was over pretty quickly. Like, I know it was a 13-point final score differential, but it was not that close. We already talked about Magic and Jazz. Dude, how about the Charlotte freaking Hornets, man? What a weekend. They got a fun one tonight against the Pistons. 126-119 over Atlanta. Dude, Miles Bridges, that piece of shit. He was pretty bad. Not bad, always a bad person, but he had a pretty good game. 26, 6, and 5 in this one. The Moose got loose for a double-double, 11 and 15. Miller, 16 and 6. Connie, 23, 8 and 4. Good win for them. On A-Town, Onyeka did come back. Did you guys see the mask Onyeka Okongwu was wearing? Was wearing the Bane mask? Like, what's going on? What are we doing? But he's wearing a Bane mask. He played 31 minutes. That's good to note here with Jock Landale playing 17 off the bench. 16 and 6 from Onyeka. He had like 10 and 4 in his first rotation and then cooled off after that. Jalen Johnson, though, is playing mega minutes. He had 31 points, 9 boards, 8 dimes, and 40 minutes. Also had 3 steals. Risa Shea had 18 and 23 minutes. Naw played heavy minutes, too. He had 13 and 10. Dyson Daniels disappointed a little bit. Good win for Charlotte, though. That is a good win for Charlotte. Did I miss them playing on Friday, or was that their only game this weekend? Because Charlotte's red hot. Okay, that's their only game. Yeah, they get a fun one tonight against Detroit. We'll talk about that here in a second. Nuggets and the Bulls. Let's do this one. Denver, dude, Nikola Jokic, man, is just insane. Jokic is just insane. So Jamal Murray picked up a little knock in this game, a little hip injury. He left, did not return, but the game was kind of out of hand at that point. You can see Denver outscored him in the fourth, 39-16. Jokic, dude, in 33 minutes, 22 points, 17 dimes, 14 boards, 4 blocks, and a steal. Cam Johnson returned. He went 6 for 9. Nice from the field. He had 14 points in 27 minutes. Good to see Christian Brown north 30 minutes now. And then we see Julian Strother enter the starting lineup here with no Peyton Watson. So 19 and 5. And then off the bench, Timmy played 29. Bruce Brown played 31. Jonas with 13 minutes. I was actually surprised Pickett only played 8 minutes. That seemed more to do with the Jamal injury. So Strother jumping in front of Pickett. I'm kind of surprised by that, but maybe they just want the shooting of Strother with Jokic back. So we'll have to pay attention. Chicago's a mess, dude. Yabba Dabba Doo got the start. He played 26 minutes. Okoro, Bucelis, Simons, and Ivy. And then Pat Williams came off the bench, played 20. Big Dick Nick Rich played 19. Sex God played 29. Dilly Bar played 22. It's just a lot of minutes. A lot of minutes to go around. Don't really love it. Denver gets the W, though. They move on. What else do we have? Oh, yeah, Warriors and Lakers. Just quickly, I want to shout out Kling Kong here, who got us some W's this week. He had 20 and 19 in this one. So Denny Avdi is questionable tonight. And I'm pretty sure Tiago Splitter and the Trailblazers were like, listen, we beat the piss out of Memphis on Friday. We were going to have Denny play on Saturday. But maybe we can just sit Denny on Saturday because it's Memphis, and Memphis' starting lineup is really bad. And so Denny did not play in either of these games. He's questionable tonight against the 76ers. I don't really know. I would lean in, but I'm not really sure. Lean in. But Drew Holiday's minutes are up. Shaedon Sharpe picked up an injury. He missed the second game of that back-to-back. Did not play on. Has already been ruled out for tonight. Scoot Henderson and Time Lord both played on Friday. Did not play on Saturday. They're good. They should be good to go for tonight against the 76ers. And speaking of the 76ers, let's go over there. They get a road win against Phoenix here, 109-103. Embiid, 33-9, just easy work. 29-9-6 from Maxey. But the good story here for the Suns, even in a loss, Booker returned and played 32 minutes. So like relatively full right away, 21-9. Dylan Brooks had 28. So, good win for Philly, but good sign for Phoenix. And they also got Jalen Green in this one, too, who played 17 minutes off the bench. So that's good news. Let's poke around at the standings here. Let's just see what we got. So we've got the Pistons here leading the way. Knicks have the tiebreaker over the Celtics, but they're 5 games back. Detroit just cruising. Shout out Will Smith. Where I go, just cruising. Cavs, though, 2 games back. I didn't talk about the Cavs. I missed that game. Real quick, sorry, let me go back to that because the Cavs played the Kings on Saturday. I didn't scroll all the way down. They won 132-126. Now, there was a lot of good vibes. Travis Scott at the game took the microphone during the end of game interview. They get the W. But, listen, dude, can we just look at this Kings? I'm not trying to poo-poo. A road win's a road win. Congrats to Cleveland. Trying to figure out chemistry. 29-10 from Allen. Harden, 23-8. And then Spida, the usage did not really go down that much with Harden's arrival. 35-4. So good. Congrats. Jalen Tyson, by the way, questionable tonight. He picked up a little injury, only played 27 minutes. Maybe that means Craig Porter Jr. Play the drop if you know, you know. Okay, this is the Sacramento starting lineup. So Russ, Maxime Reneau, DeMar DeRozan, Neek Clifford, and Daquan Plowden. Barely knew him? Oh, boy. Cardwell played 25 off the bench. Carter played 27. Dude, congrats on eking out this W, Cleveland. Congrats on doing it. Neek Clifford played 40 minutes, man. I don't know what to do with that tonight. They've already ruled out Levine. The Kings obviously are not trying to win a lot of these games here. I don't really know what to do with it. But I got for So Rare, Neat Clifford for sure. For underdog on dog bowl hunting. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Anyways, back to the standings. Cleveland now, I mentioned they've got one of the softer schedules the rest of the way. They jumped over Toronto over the weekend by a half game here because they played one less game and one less loss in the L column. They're just 2 games back now of the Celtics and the Knicks. So keep an eye on that. 76ers here, a game behind the Raptors. That's your top 6. And then now we've got like a considerable gap here between 7 through 10. Magic, 2.5 games back behind the 76ers. Heat, a half game behind the Magic. Hawks, 2 games behind them. And now the Hornets. The Hornets, like, legit could catch Miami. They have won 9 in a row. They've won 9 of their last 10. Let's quickly look at their upcoming schedule. So we mentioned, right, Detroit tonight. Excuse me, not the easiest of matchups. But I'm excited to watch this game. I wish it was on like national television. But then Atlanta, Houston, Cleveland. That's a tough little run, but it follows up with Washington, Chicago, Indiana, Portland, Dallas. So I don't know. I don't think the way they're playing right now, they've got the best net rating of any starting 5 in the league. I don't think it's crazy to think that the Charlotte can get all the way up to the 7-8, which would be kind of fun. Because then all of a sudden, I'm sorry, I'm taking Detroit over Charlotte in the first round. But if they're playing anybody in that second round, that second round of like the Knicks, the Celtics, Cavs, not the second round, I'm sorry, the 2 seed, whoever gets there, I don't, it's crazy, man. Oh, Mike Bass in the chat, let's go. I don't know, Weisberg, you would think they would. They like to take some money, right? So I would think so. Anyways, the East is kind of fun there. Excited to watch that Charlotte-Detroit game tonight. West side here, Spurs closing the gap on that 1 seed. We know SGA is not going to be back till next week. Spurs only 3.5 back. They've created a little bit of separation between Denver, who's playing 500 ball since Jokic's return. They've got a 2.5 game lead over them. The Rockets and the Lakers are both 1 game behind Denver. And then it's Minnesota, 5-5 in their last 10, lost both games this weekend. They're a 1.5 back. So the Suns are a half game back from the Timberwolves for that 6 seed. The Warriors are cooked. The Clippers now, half game ahead of the Blazers and just a 1.5 games behind the Warriors. And then Portland right there, right? So, and that, like, whatever. It doesn't, the bottom 5 don't matter down there. So that's where we're at. When we look at tonight's action, so we'll just actually look at the whole week because we've got 10 games tonight, right? 10 games tonight. Then tomorrow we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 4? 4 games tomorrow. Then 14 games on Wednesday night. 14. And then Thursday, the last day before the All-Star break, we only have a 3-game slate. And then I think we're off until the following Thursday, right? I think we're off till the following Thursday. So that's going to be fun. Okay, Mike says, how will this sit with the bookmakers? Is surely games impossible to price up? Talking about the tanking stuff they were doing earlier. Yeah, go. I talked about that the first half. I think it's going to be included. I think the bookmakers just know the Jazz aren't going to be playing their starters full minutes. So I think it's going to be hard to figure out, but it's there. Okay, Pistons, Hornets here. I think this line was 3.5 when it opened, now down to 2.5. Again, I can't wait to watch this game. I can't wait to watch it. Chicago against Brooklyn. This line has already moved towards Brooklyn here. Both of these teams don't want to win. I feel like Chicago wants to win a little bit more than Brooklyn does. I don't know here. I don't know what to do with this shit. Jazz and the Heat. This line has already moved 1 point towards the Jazz. Opened up at 8.5. We'll happily bet Miami. I wonder if Miami sits anybody here on the back-to-back, knowing that Utah go out of their lose. Also, much easier for Utah to tank on the road than it is at home, even though their fans are on board with their tanking. But it's just much easier to pull starters when you're not in front of your home crowd. Keontae already ruled out. Wheels up on Isaiah Collier. Should play like 35 minutes would be my guess. Markkanen, Triple J, and Yusuf, I imagine all start and then don't finish would be my guess, right? And then Bucks Magic 10.5 point favorites. One thing to note here of the Magic, they might get Franzi Wagner back, the old Vogs. Wagner has a Q tag today, so I wonder. I just because against Milwaukee, you like to 218.5 point total too is kind of crazy. Whoops, I didn't mean to click that. I thought that would be higher. Also, Milwaukee signed Cam Thomas. So Giannis, after the trade deadline, tweets out the Leonardo DiCaprio, which I saw somebody point out. The funniest thing about that clip is he's like, yeah, so Giannis shared a clip of the guy who famously like rug pulled people in Belfort. Pretty funny. But he says he only attracts legends attract stars or whatever it was. Congrats, man. You got Cam Thomas. I don't think Cam Thomas is going to be good to go for tonight. So Kevin Porter Jr. maybe wheels up on the old KPJ. But for Orlando, we've seen Suggs been playing really good ball lately. It just kind of limits the ceiling on everybody if Franz is back. I assume Franz only plays like 26 minutes maybe. So there's that. Minnesota, they're on a back end of a back-to-back. They're at home for their third consecutive game. They get the A-Town down. Vibes are bad in Minnesota. Chris Finch out there saying we need to practice. I would have to think that Ant is a little pissed off, and he comes out and he beats the piss out of Atlanta. Not really scared of the Atlanta defense here. I will pay attention to their injury reports. Like, do we see any Q tags out there? We've mentioned Randall has been queued up a bunch of times lately, but has played through all of them. Stan Love saying play Kasparis and Ware for so rare. Thank me later. All right. Is that because you think Utah's tanking here and they get some extra run? Yes, Snoop. Yeah, bet the Bucks. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let's do a non-financial advice drop, by the way. We haven't done a drop like all morning long. Non-financial advice is a good one. None of this is financial advice. Do what you love what you do. Something like that, right? Galactic was talking about the Kalshi stuff. Yeah, I it's weird. The Giannis Kalshi stuff, like, it's not like he's doing anything wrong in the sense of like Giannis is not helping people profit in this situation, right? Unless he was sharing insider information. That's not what Giannis was doing. I just think optically it looks insane that he's doing that. Optically, it's just like, and then he went and bought Chelsea or whatever the hell he did. Anyways, back to Minnesota. I'll pay attention to the injury stuff here, but I'll be curious if somebody comes gets queued up. Jalen Johnson to the moon. He should have fun. Kings and the Pellies, baby. Kings are on the road against the Pelicans. Look at the Pelicans. Pelicans favored by a touchdown. Can you believe? So Sabonis is queued up. Levine's already out. Malik Monk's already out. Keegan Murray's already out. I feel like Sabonis is not going to play, and if he does play, he only plays like 26 minutes. I mentioned Russ and DeRozan played 30-plus in their last one. This is a game, right? I feel like you can try against Cleveland, right? You can try against Cleveland, but maybe you got to shut it down. Maybe you shut it down against a team like the Kings. Against like the Pelicans. So I think I'm going to be fading Russ and Sabonis pretty hard, and DeRozan for that matter. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think I'm more interested in Neek Clifford. I'd prefer Sabonis to be out before I played Neek Clifford. I don't think I want to play those Kings because I don't want to get stuck in a 25-minute Kings situation, And Sabonis is talented enough from a fantasy perspective that if he only plays 26 minutes against the interior defense of the Pelicans, he could easily put up like a 20 and 14. So, he can get there, but I'd prefer to take shots on guys that I think are going to play basketball. On the Pelican side of stuff, Zion and Trey, I love Saddiq Bey in the 6th round on Underdog. I think he's got 50-point upside. And then, I don't know, Derek Queen. You can mess around with the low-owned Queen, but it's not my favorite. Okay, this line was Cleveland 1.5 this morning. It's flipped to Denver 1.5. Jamal Murray's questionable. I think Jamal's going. He's participating in the three-point contest this weekend. Although I guess you don't have to be healthy to participate in the three-point contest because Damian freaking Lillard's doing the three-point contest. But anyways, I'm firing up Jamal. I'm firing up Jokic. Tyson has a questionable tag today, which might, again, I mentioned that already, might mean more CPJ minutes. But I don't know. Jared Allen, too, seems to be playing just fine next to James Harden. Should get some easier buckets. Let's go. Golden State and Memphis. Dog shit basketball. You know what's incredible here on the Golden State side of stuff is Podziemski, they're without so many guys, and Podziemski's still not playing that well. He played 33 minutes in that last game. He had 14 and 6 against the Lakers. Congrats. Before that, it was 12 minutes, 25 minutes, 28 minutes. So, the pod stuff is bad. They did convert Pat Spencer into an official contract here. He's gotten the start, played 28 minutes. But the one thing I want to shout out here, Well, two things. Shout out Magikarp for calling this out. Moses Moody against the Lakers played 39 minutes. 39 minutes. That's a lot of minutes. And now the Warriors are playing Memphis here. Memphis has already ruled out Brandon Clark, Ja Morant, Zach Edey, Santi Aldama. Walter Clayton picked up a little knee injury at the end of the last game against the Trailblazers. He's questionable. I would lean closer to out. But for the first time all season long, or in history, Ty Jerome, Scottie Pippen Jr., both active on the same team. That's a pretty big downgrade to Cam Spencer, Cedric Coward. Santi Aldama already being ruled out means we might get a little bit more Gigi Jackson. He played 30 minutes in the last game. Kyle Anderson started at center. He played 26 minutes. So, the extra guards is helpful. OMP, Olivia, Maximus Prosper, he played 25 minutes for them. So this is a pretty nothing burger here for the Memphis guys. I don't really. Oh yeah, that's right. The Spencer Bros playing each other. I don't think I love anything here on the Memphis side of stuff. I don't. It's too hard to figure out. The coaching staff is pretty dead set on everybody playing like 25 to 29 minutes. If I had to pick somebody, I'd say Gigi Jackson, the highest upside of the bigs. Kyle Anderson, sure, if you want to do it. But of the guards, it's like Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen are both going to play 25 minutes. So I don't really know what to do with it. And then here we go. We've got the Thunder and the Lakers. I mentioned J-Dub making his return. OKC road faves, 6.5 points. Feels like a lot of points. That's a lot of points. We know there's no Luka in this one. Austin Reeves has played like 25 minutes in his game since returning from injury here. I don't love this matchup, obviously, but the Thunder are still without AJ Mitchell and SGA, but they get J-Dub back. I don't know. From a fantasy perspective, it's kind of tough. Like LeBron, obviously, if you think Austin Reeves is playing 30 minutes, even in a tough matchup, I think you can do it. I'm never playing DeAndre Ayton again. I'm all good. I'm all set. OKC, Chet Holmgren's really the only guy getting drafted here tonight, and I think that's right. Like J-Dub, again, you're probably only playing 25 minutes. Same thing with Isaiah Hartenstein. J-Dub's return limits the upside of guys like Aaron Wiggins and Cason Wallace, so it's kind of a stay away, I think, for the most part, outside of the main guys. And then here we go. Is this the last game of the night? 76ers and Trailblazers. Sixers are favored by 3.5. Joel Embiid and Denny Avdia with Q tags. We talked about it a little bit. I think they're just both good. Joel Embiid not on a back-to-back, front end or back end. I think this is their last game. No, they must play on Wednesday, right? Let me just look at the Wednesday schedule. Does Philly play on Wednesday? Philly does play on Wednesday against the Knicks. I mean, listen, you say that they think they can beat Portland without Joel Embiid, and maybe if it's a thing that if like Denny gets ruled out, they rule out Embiid. I think both of these guys play. I think Portland's trying to win games at this point. So is Philly as they're trying to, catch up to the top 4 teams as they're in the 6 or 5 or 6 seed right now. Embiid's been playing awesome. The minutes are good. When Embiid does play, let me look at this here. When Embiid does play, ready? 33 minutes, he dropped 33 and 9. 38 minutes, he dropped 35, 7 and 7. 32 minutes, he dropped 24 and 5. And then 39 minutes, he dropped 40 and 11. So good spot. I do want to shout out too, fast-paced game here. VJ Edgecombe, does Tamani Kamara get the Tyrese Maxey assignment? And if that's the case, maybe we boost up a little bit VJ or Kelly Oubre in the 6th round if you want to get a little frisky from this game. 228.5 point total. Why not? On the Portland side of stuff, I mentioned this, right? Time Lord missed the last game, but that was because of the back-to-back. So did Scoot Henderson, but also the back-to-back. In Scoot's return, he played 21 minutes off the bench, 11, 9, and 5. Really fun. Drew Holiday here played 24 minutes in the first game against Memphis, but that turned into a blowout. Didn't come back in, and I think Splitter was just like, hey, we want you to play the back-to-back because we know we don't have Sharp. We know we don't have Scoot in this one, so let's ramp up those. Let's save those minutes so you can play the back-to-back. He played 27 minutes in the second half of the back-to-back. I like Drew Holiday almost each and every slate. I'll be a little bit interested. He's a much better play if Denny doesn't go, so maybe you just use him as swaps to Denny if Denny gets ruled out. Denny, again, questionable, but I think he plays. Jeremy Grant also has been hooping. He played 32 minutes without Denny, had 29 points in the last game, 23 points in the game before that. So Jeremy Grant, also another swap option if you need it. Woo! Yeah, 19 and 12. Dude, the Sixers have been playing good ball. Sixers have been playing good ball. Let's fire up a dog bowl draft. We're gonna do some dog bowl hunting. Before we do that though, just a reminder, if you haven't subscribed to the Substack yet, we've been doing bagel locks. We started the bet of the night. We've started the bet of the night, and we're 2-0-1 here. We had that first tie, and then we picked up 2 W's. I gave you a double special on Friday of Klingon rebounds in the in the Blazers money or spread. Or no, it was Denver. It was the Denver spread, I think. I can't remember. Either way, we were 2-0. Just dropped a link to that. And we'll be back tonight at 5 o'clock doing Live Before Lock, which is so rare focus, but because it's Dog Bowl, we'll be doing some Dog Bowl stuff as well. Let's adjust the settings here. Let's first and foremost get me up there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get a little border on it, huh? And then ready for it? 3, 2, 1. Bang, bang, bang. Let's draft some dog bowls. I've done a couple of them so far, and what I've noticed is that I'm going to have a ton of Brandon Miller, which I don't know if that's good or not, but that's what we're doing. So we're going to jump in here. This is going to be my fifth one so far. And yeah, like I'm just kind of playing the Q tags in. I think the 6th round's pretty gross. I don't know. I saw the Dunleavy thing. We can save that for tomorrow. Yeah, I saw Tim Kalakawi. Oh, I'm confusing Tim's last name with somebody else named Tim K something. But yeah, Dunleavy was mad about the Draymond Green trade stuff. Although Draymond Green's been talking about it like they've been having conversations too. So I don't know why everybody's mad. I don't really know why everybody's mad. All right, so we got waiting for 2 more to jump in here. 2 more to jump in. All right, we're going. Let's see who's in this draft. Let's see. Oh, we're drafting from the 5 hole. Oh, we got Viper in the chat. Viper who's already punched his ticket. We got Nez in here at the 3 hole. Gumby at 4. Matt. Oh, God. Look at all these fucking fish in this draft. Just so many fish. Fish everywhere. Fish are here. Fish are there. Let's go. Yeah, I did see that too, right? Porzingis was talking about it. Sounds like he's going to try to come back, but it's like, dude, how long is he going to be back for, you know? How long is Porzingis actually back for? All right, so from the 5 hole, I've been going back and forth here on Cade and Anthony Edwards. Although I guess from the 5 hole, we just take whoever's left. But yeah, just playing the Q tags in. Fading the Jazz, fade outside of Collier, fading the Kings for the most part, unless we get to Neek Clifford. Maybe we just take Neek in this one. I like the Pellies tonight, though. I was going to say the trio, but maybe we splash around with little Derek Queen, even though I'd prefer not to. I just don't trust the Queen minutes, although this would be a spot to do it against a young team like or like young players that I'm assuming the Kings are going to play a lot of. That would be my guess anyways. That would be my guess. Whew, man, it's so cold here. I'm just so done. I need to go on vacation, baby. Also, I messed around with Kalshi for the first time. We bet on Bad Bunny's first song. Also, I thought I had a banger of a joke last night that if this was Twitter 10 years ago, would have gone viral, I think. And I'll just repeat it. I'll just repeat the joke because I thought it was a banger. It said, try to watch the halftime show, but no English? I'm sorry, what the hell is ba with the ba? Banger. Just a fucking banger, man. All right, Anthony Edwards. But yeah, got the first song right. And then now there seems to be a discrepancy. Did anybody else see Mark Wahlberg at the game? I didn't see Mark Wahlberg at the game. I bet that he did not go. I'm going to take Paolo here against the Bucks, although I'm kind of tempted to just click James Harden. We'll take Paolo, though. Because it's not a foregone conclusion that Franzi's back. It's not a foregone conclusion. We can do it. But yeah, Harden showed up. He did. He showed up. Congrats on the nail-biting win against the Sacramento Kings when somebody named Neek Clifford played 40 minutes. Congrats, Cleveland. Championship bound. Clowns. But I am happy for you, man. Hashtag hard on. I'm happy for you. We got a Splash Sports contest tonight, too. A little $10 single entry. Shout out Taylor was cooking in the Splash Sports streets last night on the NFL side of stuff. I got to tell you, man, Click and Paolo is like no vibes. I hate Click and Paolo in this contest. Like, you have to do it, but man, it's not fun. It's not fun. Also, maybe Harden should be ranked. I got to think about this a little bit more. I think Harden should be. Okay, seriously, dude. The Kings are trying to fucking lose, and it took a fourth quarter. We went over, dude. No Levine, no Monk, no Keegan Murray. You can't celebrate that win. The best part about that win for you was the Travis Scott experience. Like, the Chat GPT bros were playing. Maxime Renner. Doug McDermott played minutes. Congrats on your W. Yeah, I'll probably get there after 12. I'll wait till projections come out. What I don't want is like, because I'm gonna probably do 30 of these, right? I don't want to be way overweight on either of those guys. If I was only doing one, I would do it. Let's see. All right. Man, people are just playing Jamal Murray in. I wish they'd play him out. I'm going to take Denny here. We're going to be overweight on Denny. We're going to see what Magikarp's ranks are. Hopefully he doesn't. What did he do? He went Maxey and then Mitchell. I do like Mitchell tonight against Denver. Mitchell should be able to do. Okay, he takes Randall there. I would like Collier. Here. Let's see what Magikarp does. I'd settle for LaMelo too. My only fear LaMelo is he gets the R. Thompson. All right, he takes him. I just don't. But LaMelo, they're on an island. He should play 31 minutes. I don't know. All right, we'll do LaMelo. What's Nez doing? JJ. He goes JJ, Bam, Chet Holmgren. That's pretty good. I'm not taking Ryan Rollins today, by the way. I'm not interested in Ryan Rollins. No, thank you. Yeah, man. I'm up to date. I'm one episode behind on Industry. I didn't watch Industry on Friday. Night of the Seven Kingdoms is awesome. Like, and I'm not even a Game of Thrones stan. Like, I watched it, but I wasn't like, whoa, rock hard. But this show's awesome. Show is A+, and you don't have to be a Game of Thrones nerd to enjoy it. Like, I think I recommend everybody watching it. Also, we started watching Steel on Prime, starring, speaking of Game of Thrones, Sophie Turner. Awesome. Like, I'm not saying it's like gonna win Emmys or anything, but it's great. It's like a nice heist. I'll watch any heist related shit. I truly am a man in my 40s. I'm like, give me a heist, give me a spy. I'm in. Put it in London. Also, by the way, London. Just put shit in London and I'll watch it. Oh, Jaren Jackson Jr. in the 5th round, man. I think that's a mistake. Nice comment, man. Nice. Got him, dude. Got him. Man, I don't... Also, does anybody know what's going on? Does anybody know what's going on with this Mark Wahlberg thing? Because I saw great content going around about Mark Wahlberg's kid telling a frat house that he was going to the game. But then I had intel that Mark Wahlberg was actually in Vegas. So we bet Mark Wahlberg not being at the game. Fracking Mark Wahlberg. Homo Wahlbergers. All right, let's see. Mark Wahlberg. Kling Kong going in the 5th round. Giddy going real early. So you were taking Giddy this early, huh, Nez? All right, we're just going to keep taking Brandon Miller, man. People don't want to draft Brandon Miller. I like the upside here. I'll do it. Really like Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Sadiq Bey in the 6th round. I'm not going to take 3 Hornets, but Con Knipple, Matas Busell. We're going to take Nick Clifford. Nick Clifford, again, I mean, I don't know. If he's going to play a ton of minutes in a good spot here, I'm never taking Anthony Black. Moses Moody in the 6th. All right, there's a vibe. We're going to take Nick Clifford. Let's just do it. So we finish up Ant-Man, Paolo, Denny, LaMelo, Milla, and Nick Clifford. Magikarp goes Maxey, Spida, Randall, Collier, Black, and Moody. Nez here with JJ, Bam, Chet, Suggs, Giddy. Let's see who that 6th round is. Oh, Malachi Branham waived. Yeah, that's some bullshit, Magikarp. That was some bullshit. Watching all these rumors on Twitter about Bad Bunny's first. Oh, we got that. Oh, I got that right, Patrick Coyne. I got it right. Forget about that fake Alex Caruso on internet. We knew it was TT. All right, so he takes Derek Queen in the 6th round. Lots of vibe picks in the 6th round here. Look at this, except for Bane. Sorry, Gumby. That's a boring-ass pick. But Moody, Neek, and Queen. Let's see if Viper's got vibes. Viper here with Embiid, KPJ at 11. I love it. Zion, Reeves at 23, Duren, Lowry, Markkanen. Sorry, Viper, not a vibes pick. Not a vibes pick. Let's see. Last pick, CJW. Who's it going to be? I also agree, though. The Polymarket Kalshi stuff is nuts. I don't even fully understand what's going on. I am the only time I'm going to be using it, unless they become a sponsor of the show, because I will take blood money. Oh, J-Dub with the 6th round. I'm gonna I'm gonna just use it for dumb stuff like that, We can't agree on the Cavs, but we can agree Giannis for investing. Yeah, I'm with you, Talib. I'm with you. No, Weisberg, we're not gonna do one more only because it's Monday. It's Monday. We're busy here. Streets are busy. We got to get that dog out because we got to do it's so cold that I can't do my normally Bandy gets a good 45-minute walk in the morning. All right, a good 45-minute one. Then it's a 15-1, 15-minute, 15-minute, and then a nice little 45-1 later in the day. Now I got to do 6 10-minute walks basically because it's so damn cold. Because it's too dangerous out there. But anyways, we got to do that. We just got a busy day. We got to grind. Rise and grind, baby. It's Monday morning. We'll be back at 5 p.m. live before lock. Go check out Bagel with Locks. We got the NBA bit. I think we're going to be we should be 5 days this week. And then we'll have to find some weird stuff to talk about after the All-Star game. Just a reminder, too, I think I've said this, but I'm going to be in Los Angeles for the Dog Bowl, even though I didn't qualify. Shout out both Magikarp and look at that face. Look face. Wait, did I freeze? Okay, I'm back. I think. Maybe it's just on my end. I don't know. But yeah, we'll be in Los Angeles as a +1. Shout out Magikarp. And shout out TST, who both offered it as well. Man, my computer is freezing mega hard right now. Crazy. Anyways, let's just call it. Oh no! My screen went completely. What's going on? What is going on? We gotta end the show. The camera just disappeared. This is Happy Monday. We'll see you guys next time.